Alright. Told you that wasn't going to be bad, right? I don't know how long we spent, but it wasn't too horribly long. Now we're going to go kind of on the same roads as we did last time we were through here. 23 south to Chillicothe, 35 south from there. And then hop on 64 so it won't be bad. We won't go very far tonight though. We're looking good on time. No time to play, but we're looking good on time. We're going to cut across this back road here to get to US 23, then we'll head south. Jump on the scale in Circleville. Make sure that we are legal. I'm going to say we are. But when you're heavy like this, you want to verify and make sure. roads that have the trees growing over them, like a canopy. Circleville, 17 miles. $327 miles to go till delivery tomorrow. Through the mountains, and we're heavy. Whipping it around though, so we're alright. We're alright. Crossing over Big Walnut Creek. Welcome to Pickaway County. Pickaway, 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 way, way, Pickaway, Pickaway. this house up here on the right, and the house behind it. Family that used to live there ages ago. The way the truck is handling and the trailer, I'd say we're right on target for weight. Got to be careful through here because speed limit drops down to 50 and the cops do watch. Big old sign for blueberries. Pick your blueberries. Alright, so we're coming up to Circleville, and we need to run over the scale, verify our weight, that we're not overloaded and all that. Because we definitely want our weight to be good. Alright, so here's the pilot. Pop in here, pop on the scale, pick up a cup of coffee while we're picking up our scale ticket. We're too heavy and those guys are moving too fast. And I see one guy with no headlights on. We're trying to get the Weighmaster to scale us.
Thank you.
Thank you. So, how about that? We just weighed the truck without even talking to the people. We weighed it through the phone. Ha ha, it works. So, basically, normally you would have to stop on that and go inside, or call, tell them, mash the button, go inside and all that stuff. But I did it all on my phone, paid for the scale, and it actually sends me my weights directly on the phone. Our total weight is 76,140 pounds. That's well within the 80,000 pound limit. Our axles are all looking good. So, I say we go in and get coffee, and then we'll run down the street a little bit more. How about that? That makes me happy. I'll be right back, all right? Don't go nowhere. I'll be right back. All right, ow! Oops. All right, so I like it. So that automatic app that we used just emailed me the receipt and everything, because I do have to pay for it myself, but then I turn the receipt into the company. So that's how that works. But I don't have to get out, wait in line, mess with all that other stuff. So maybe I should write up a little thing about how this Waymaster program works on the phone. I think it's pretty cool. Maybe y'all think it's pretty cool too. But our weights are legal. I like that. Oh, we only got an hour and 54 minutes that we could drive before we have to take our half-hour break. I forgot about that. Maybe it's too early to stop. Maybe Maybe, I don't know. See what kind of parking's in Chillicothe or something, I don't know. Play it by ear. And the thing is, with me planning this, all depends on how I do it, because I have to have the hours available to make this delivery tomorrow, and then still have the hours left to get to the next shipper, and then run that trip. So you have to actually take 1 or 2 trips. So we'll see how far we get today. Chillicothe's only 16 miles. here 2 weeks ago. Turn our GPS into the night vision. Turn on my heads-up display. Woohoo! Got it made. Wow! That's some hot coffee. Burned my lips off.
2, US 35 East. US 35 East.
$69 as we enter
Proceed southeast on US 35 East in 60 miles. Exit
US
left
35.
to US 35 South.
thing, dude. You gotta turn and change things or what? Headlight check. I see 2 reflections, so that tells me both of our headlights are working. So that's always a good thing. I mean, you can tell, but you always verify if you look at look at a reflection or something like that. Now don't forget, you can help your favorite truck driver out. Just use that super chat. Donate directly from the chat room. Or if you're watching the recorded version, you can donate via the donate tab on the website. Or something that don't cost you any extra money and yet you still give me money. How does that work? Use one of my Amazon links, do all your shopping through that link, sign into your regular account and all that, no difference there. And I will get a percentage of what you buy. Plain and simple, it all goes to help the website. Gonna be slow going through the mountains. Turn down the lights on the dash. Turn the navigation down. Settle in on for a nice little cruise. I'm just put the truck in the night cruise mode and I don't know, see where we end up. Things are going okay, kind of just roll with it. It ain't gonna be an all-nighter though. I mean, it's only 9 o'clock. Well, we're gonna have to stop within the next hour and 20 minutes anyways and take a half-hour break. So at that point, you know, why sit around for a half hour and then go drive again? So I don't know. Out though, it's 69 degrees. $69 degrees, 69 degrees, 69 degrees. Cops like to hide out in here, so we got to really watch our speed. We don't need no tickets. I'm not mistaken, I think, yeah, that they built a Love's here. And there's a billboard right there, Love's, 32 miles. If there's parking there, I say that's where we stop. We got a good head start on this trip, and hopefully I don't pass it. Hopefully I remember the exit. So about a half hour more for tonight, then we'll call it good. I'll probably end up doing a split sleeper berth. Just to give myself an extra cushion to arrive on time. Love's up here. Just 2 weeks ago, I think it was, when we were here, that Love's was just being built. I hope it's open. But it is only 31 more miles to the West Virginia border. Truck stop looks pretty dang full. next exit. If anybody's in a chat room, I'll come visit y'all in the chat room when I get parked. If you want. Now this is the one they were just building, right? Like 2 weeks ago.
Not approved. Drive the road behind you on US 35 or reroute from current location.
And judging by the number of trucks I see coming in, they needed it. Hopefully there's a spot for me. Dang, dude, why don't you turn your brakes off? Well, this ain't no good. Everybody parking in the driveway. Are you kidding me? This Love's that just opened is already full?
Proceed east on US 35 east in 9¼ miles. Exit left to US 35 south.
Wow. Okay, let's... I don't know. Well, heck. This is a surprise. I probably can't get away with parking here, being by the shop. And of course, everybody's already parked in the driveway. Thing is, we got to stop for a half-hour break. That's the most important. Man. So, is this really the one that last time we came through here 2 weeks ago? Is this really the one that... See, now I wonder... Probably not going to park here. I'll get in trouble. Maybe I could do my half-hour break here. I ain't gonna be out like all the other idiots that block the driveway and stuff. Okay. Well. Do our half-hour break sitting here on the side, I guess. I don't know if Ohio allows you to park on the ramp or not, but we gotta. So
home. Messaging. You have 0 hours and 37 minutes of remaining drive time.
gotta take our half-hour break. That's the most important right now.
Home. Messaging.
All right, let me see what we got down the line. All right, we got to take our half-hour break. All right, we'll pop in the chat here. Well, let me pull up something. I'm looking, everything is red all the way past Charleston. Beckley. Man alive. I don't see no parking signs. Oh man, I don't like parking on ramp. Tees Valley is all full. Okay, let me see. Pop in the chat. I lost my chat. Where'd it go? Oh, there y'all are. All right, how y'all doing? Anybody in the chat room?
Home. Messaging.
Robert McNair. I see you. Sparks. Michael. How you doing, Carolina? Jared. Howdy, Jim. Howdy, Mount Man.
You have 0 hours and 30 minutes of remaining drive time.
We still have 5 hours. Technically, we could drive after we take our half-hour break. Hey, Thomas. How you doing? Sparks. Super Bar. I almost said Super Bowl. Super Bar. I never heard of you. Warren. George Bus. How y'all doing? How you doing, Billy? Kenny? So, what kind of questions you got for me in this little space that we're stopped? Anything? Hey, Jared. Howdy, Scott. We don't have no moderators in here? Michael. Neff. How you doing? Oh, how's the coffee? It's good. Rick Wampler. Bristol, Tennessee. Hey, there you go. What do you do when there's no parking? I have driven, I've only done like twice or whatever, I have driven 2 additional hours for the very first place to park. In fact, I was in Virginia on 81. I know y'all are a good bunch. Howdy from Detroit. What's your idea there, Jared? What time tomorrow? What? My delivery? If y'all want to know, what's your resource there, Billy, that it's legal in Ohio? Give me a resource if you can. How come I changed the trip to Connecticut? Or from Connecticut. I can't even talk. Well, because the Connecticut trip was the one that was supposed to be picked up Saturday when the business was closed. And since the business was closed, how are you going to pick it up? So we waited and we waited, and then they said, well, they will load you, but they can't load you until tomorrow. So I could have kept the load, but then we would have sat another whole day. And I don't want to, we already did our 34-hour restart. I don't want to start, or, I'd rather get moving some. Howdy from Italy. Hey, there you go. Hey, JMB. How you doing? Where do I plan to stop for the night? I don't know. It might be here if I can get proof it's okay in Ohio. I see trucks all over the ramps all the time, but there's not many options around here. I have spent the night on a ramp one time before, and that was in Kansas, just south of Kansas City. It was a big ice storm, and cars and trucks were sliding everywhere, and of course all the trucks were full, the truck stops were full, and there was nothing around. So I parked on the ramp because I wasn't going to get into the ice patches and all that stuff. That's the only time I ever spent the night on the ramp. This just might be number 2. Am I married? No, I'm not married. Ain't no woman gonna ever put up with me. No parking on the off-ramp. Yeah, I would never park on the off-ramps. No, 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 no. Have you ever delivered in Novi, Michigan? That doesn't ring a bell. Hello from Lexington, North Carolina. Well, howdy. What is your little yellow icon looking thing? Looks like a haystack on fire or something. Yeah, I'm using Trucker Path. There doesn't seem to be parking for nothing nowhere. I don't see any mall parking around here, do you? Is there any malls around here? Rick Wampler. Ooh, we got a deputy sheriff here. I appreciate that. Ha! I want to use your statement in one of my testimonies for the new website. That's good. I appreciate it, Rick. I do my best. I do take safety very, very seriously. So I appreciate that, Rick. If you want, send me an email, BigRigSteve@BigRigTravels.com. How many hours am I going to drive from now? Legally, I could drive, I don't know, what is it, 5 hours, 17 minutes. I ain't made up my mind yet. So I passed the baton on. I don't think they ever found an answer other than loading tomorrow. Who wants to wait until noon tomorrow? Is it better to drive for a company or own your own truck? I guess that's personal opinion. For me, it works to be a company driver. I drive, they pay the bills. If you're an owner-operator, you have to foot all the bills for oil and permits and tolls and fuel and tires and everything else. To me, it ain't worth it. It's a lot less headache to just drive a company truck. On-ramps are much safer. Yes, they are. Anybody know why? If you park on the off-ramp and you have trucks or cars that are tired, remember, they're hitting that off-ramp at 60, 70, 50, whatever their speed happens to be. And that's where you're going to have a higher risk of an accident rather than parking on the on-ramp, which is where I am. And because everybody's like basically starting from a stop at that intersection, so they're basically crawling 5, 10, 15 miles an hour past you. So, plus if you think about it, when you're going on the off-ramp, your eyes, your body, your steering wheel is pointed to the right, and you're parked on the right. But when you are headed onto the interstate or big road or whatever, all your attention, your steering wheel and everything else is getting ready to point left, away from you, parked on the right. So, have I gone to St. Joseph, Missouri? Yes, I just spent the night there a couple weeks ago. Have I ever driven flatbeds? No, I have not. Charleston, I can make it to Charleston. But there's no parking in Charleston. I don't want to go off the highway and go roam around downtown Charleston. I don't know what I want to do yet. I really don't. Have I been to New York City yet? This year? No, it's been a couple years since I've been out in that big mess. Should you oh, I can't even read. Pull flatbeds. No, I have not ever pulled a flatbed. I've pulled a dry van and I've pulled reefers. Do you like the Freightliner better than Peterbilt? I do. This Freightliner Cascadia is the best truck I've ever driven. This particular one is my third one with the company. If I were to ever buy a truck, I've driven all the models. If I ever was going to spend money on a truck, it would be this one. This has given me the least amount of trouble than any other trucks I've ever driven. Nitro, West Virginia, you got to be kidding me. That's a small pilot there. If you're not there by 4 in the afternoon, you're not parking there. No, not hauled any oxtail. Not lately. Ever driven a tanker? I have not driven a tanker, but I am licensed for a tanker. Howdy, TP, how you doing? And you know, I think you left me a voicemail. I saw it, and I didn't ever listen to it. What year's my truck? It's 2016. I almost said 1916. That wouldn't be good. Ever driven a tanker? I thought I just answered that. No. Does a reefer burn a lot of fuel? Actually, that's a pretty good question. Depends on what's inside, what the cargo is, how hot it is outside, and how old the trailer is or how good the trailer seals are. So that depends. Generally, you know, then it also depends if it's on cycle century, which means it acts like your air conditioner in your house where it cools down. Once it reaches temperature, it shuts off and then starts when it gets too hot and all that. Or some loads require it to be running continuously. And of course, if you run the reefer continuously, you're going to use a lot more fuel. So, what is it that you deliver and pick up on your truck routes? 90% of the time it's food related. Grocery store stuff. And it could be anything in the world you could imagine in a grocery store. But I've also hauled dry loads. So, what determines when they give me a new truck? Basically 500,000 miles is when they stop driving the truck for the company and they turn it into a wholesale truck. Where has been my favorite vacation place and taking pictures since I've been driving? You know, that's kind of like asking what's your favorite ice cream. I like them all. I guess if I had to pick the absolute favorite one, I would say the 4 days I spent at Glacier Park. Glacier National Park. Those 4 days I hiked more than ever in my entire life. Did a 10-mile hike out to Iceberg Lake. Did the Highline Trail, Hidden Valley Trail, I think, or whatever. If you go to the photography website, you will see a whole ton of galleries from my vacation at Glacier National Park in Montana. What brand is your truck? 2016 Freightliner. I'm reading some of these questions twice. How is the bunk portion of your truck? The room's good. I think it's a twin mattress back there. I'm only one person. I'm a skinny fella. Plenty of room for me. Got gobs of cabinet space and all that stuff. So I like it. The comfort level's good. Do I like winter driving? It's okay. I don't like going through the ice and the snow and the walking across the parking lot in ice and all that other mess, you know, just like anybody else. If the weather gets too dang bad, I pull off and park it. I have winter snow chains, truck chains. That's the law. It's required. In my 11 years, I've only used them once, and I used them to get out of the dang dock door at a customer during the winter. If it's that bad that you have to have chains on, I'm going to stop. To me, the chains are to get you out of trouble, not to put you in the middle of it. And it's not me. I'm afraid of my driving. I'm afraid of, if it's that bad, all the cars and other trucks sliding into me. So I don't want to deal with it. All right, let me see. Howdy from Italy. How you doing? How was my road trip in Ohio? I don't know what you mean. How was my road trip in Ohio? Does the reefer use fuel from the tractor? It has its own either 50-gallon or 100-gallon tank mounted up underneath the trailer. So it does it all by itself, because when I do dropping hooks at customers, the reefer still has to keep the product cold. You know, when you drop the trailer and there's no power unit attached to it, it still has to keep running. So it's all by itself. Here's a stupid question. There's no stupid questions. Can you sit where I'm at now? Meaning on the spot you're chatting with us. A lot of states won't allow you to. Some states look the other way. I hate to, and I've only done it one time before in an ice storm. I will probably go driving down the road a little bit, at least someplace a little bit better than this. I got the energy, the coffee's still warm, but my main concern was stopping for my half-hour break and get that taken care of. Then we're free to, like, you know, worry about the rest later. Do you drop and hook reefers, or do I do them live load? I do them both. It's probably 60% live load and 40% drop and hook. Yellowstone is on my list to go to. Sounds like somebody's dragging something up there. What is the craziest thing you've ever seen on the road? Literally the craziest thing I've ever seen on the road, I talked about that the other day, in a rainstorm in Pennsylvania. And what is that? Interstate 80 through there or whatever. Horrible rainstorm. It was a wolf pack of trucks, meaning all the trucks are like dangerously close, tailgating and following each other and all that stuff. And I was caught up in that. The truck ahead of me moved and changed lanes. And when he did that, I immediately saw in front of me, let these trucks go by, I immediately saw in front of me a full-size washer sitting dead center staring at me in the middle of the lane. Luckily, I looked to my left and there was a space for me and I jolted off in there. The SUV behind me hit it and just all I saw was pieces flying in my mirror. That is the craziest thing I've ever seen in the world. I've dodged those big round hay bales. I've dodged those in the middle of the road in Texas. Have I seen ice road truckers? I've seen an episode or two. Man, y'all are talking faster than I can read this. East Tennessee, how you doing? Have I ever drove through large hail? Luckily, I have not been in hail larger than, say, you know, pea size. Which, if you get enough of that, it's still pretty dangerous. In fact, I was running the back roads in Las Vegas, New Mexico, when I got hit with a hailstorm. You saw the car plowing through all the construction barrels. Yep. I heard from other people that turned out to be a medical issue. So, do I like the Detroit diesel engines? I don't really have a favorite. Everybody's got their favorite, like Ford, Chevy, or whatever. I've not had a problem with it, so I guess I like it. So I'm doing good for 200,000 miles. Yeah, I think we're like 196 now or something. Howdy from Germany. How you doing, buddy? Multnomah Fall pics yesterday. Well, I appreciate it. There's a whole 50,000 worth of photographs there for you. What is your favorite store to shop at? Whatever's got something good on sale. I don't really shop much. Have I ever driven through Wichita, Kansas? Oh, like 112 times. Howdy from California. What truck stop do you look forward to stopping at? Anyone that's got good coffee and good parking. Yeah, to be honest with you. Do they find anything to complain about the white glove trailer inspection? Oh, no. When you check in there, they automatically assume they're going to find a problem. But the inspector and I went back there. He had his flashlight and he had his glove, and he walked around with his clipboard and his little yellow sticker thingies that he puts on problem areas. He walked up one side, he walked down the other, then he walked in the middle, and he said, well, I can't find nothing wrong. And I said, that's because I take care of you people. I know what you guys need. So, no, he didn't have a single problem at all. Who owns the trailers? The company. The company owns the trailers. I missed the ride. I was here earlier and surprised to see him on now. Yeah, I'm on. You never know. BigRigTravels runs 24 hours a day, either through Snowman, which, hey, I just noticed Snowman sleeping. Why is Snowman sleeping? Let's start him up. As soon as I can get somewhere, I'm going to pick up my USB cables. How often is your truck brought in for regular service? Anytime I pass through a major terminal, it automatically gets a basic look at. They change the oil and B service and all that stuff every 50,000 miles. Thank you for everything you do. Well, I have fun with it. Do I have a TV in the truck? I think that was the question. Do you have a TV to watch? I don't really watch TV. Even when I had an apartment before I went trucking, I had a TV, but it was never on. I always liked riding my motorcycle and hiking and playing on the water, and there's a million things to do besides being glued to your TV, to be honest with you. When I was a kid, we only had 3 channels, basically ABC, NBC, and CBS, and I remember the stations come 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock at night, they would sign off the air and start broadcasting like 6 a.m. again. And back then, there was good television. I remember Sunday nights, me and the whole family would sit there and watch Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom and all that stuff, and it was actually good educational TV. Now it's all garbage. I mean, even the reality shows, Big Brother and Pawn Shop or whatever the so-called reality shows are, you do know that those are all rigged and scripted for the most part and all this other stuff. If you want true reality, you know where to tune to BigRigTravels. That's the ultimate and real unedited television. What's the worst traffic I've ever been in? Where you sit there for hours on end. You get a lot of those. Have I ever hit a deer? Hush. I have not. There's a story I don't want to go into now. When I first started in 2 a.m. in the state of Washington, Klamath, Washington. And somebody remind me and I'll tell you that story. But no, I luckily have not hit a deer. One more question. Have you or would you ever consider driving 67 from St. Louis down towards Little Rock, or 55 St. Louis Well, of course. If that is on the route that I need to do to get between point A and point B, yeah, of course I'll go, on that. I just, if it's on the way, of course. I can't drive over 62 miles on the road. I guess you're talking about 62 miles an hour. Oh, sometimes I do 65 and sometimes whatever. But the truck is governed to 62 miles an hour. I have a passing gear that I could bump it up to, and then I have I don't know, I guess I call it super trucker mode, where I can go all the way up to 71, I think. But the truck is generally at 62 miles an hour. That's what the company wants. It's their equipment. So be it. And I don't care if other truckers are flying by me or not. The second biggest highway is 401. Highway is second biggest highway. Okay. I like this even better than the vlog. Well, I'm trying to do a little bit of everything. If you're old enough, you know about the Dumont network. Never heard of the Dumont network. Somebody explained to me what a Dumont network is. Hey, somebody just gave me $10. I appreciate that. Using Super Chat, I appreciate you guys. It all goes to pay back equipment and bandwidth and the whole 9 yards. It runs about $550, $600 a month. I have 5 telephone lines or data lines dedicated to the website to run this whole thing. 5 lines gets expensive. BRT on YouTube, BRT on Facebook. Well, good deal. I appreciate that. What did I do all day yesterday? Move stuff around in the truck, organize the truck a little bit, gather up laundry. Was too lazy to walk to the washing machine. I opened up the trailer doors and sat in the back of the trailer. Did I get another $10? Woohoo! I don't know. Somebody's giving me $10 and I can't tell. Well, whoever gave me $10, I appreciate it. It won't tell me. Dang, I lost where I was. Snowman's saying I'm tired, dude. Oh, I was going to reboot him for you. The problem with Snowman and the GPS and all that, it's all tied into one phone. I only have one USB cord that's good. The others all have a short in them or whatever. I don't know. I'm aware of the problem. I'll fix it. But the one good cord is dedicated to the live stream. That's why we don't drop the stream like we did a couple weeks ago. How long do you make these traveling videos? It depends on what's happening. Anywhere from a half hour to 7 hours, I think. I think we did one that was 7 hours, 45 minutes. It just depends on how well we hold signal and all that other good stuff. If you ever had to go to Minnesota from the Ohio Valley, would you go through Michigan? I don't know. My mind's not there yet. Ask me that another day. Do you choose your routes or does the company choose them for you? Hey, we're at 37 minutes. I have to fuel where the company tells me to, generally. So I have to drive along routes that obviously are the most direct, the safest, and whatever you want to call it, that include the fuel routes and whatnot. However, I have deviated from them a couple of times for various reasons. Here's a good point, though. It brings up, when I draw the trip map and enter the trip information in the trip tracker and all that stuff, where the progress bar is, I enter those cities by typing the name in. Google Maps draws the map for me. However, Google Maps doesn't know where my fuel stops are. So sometimes you will see extra markers in there, but that's just a routing point. That just tells you, or tells Google how to draw the map a little bit closer. Sometimes, you know, I mean, sometimes it doesn't match up exactly. Sometimes they might change a fuel route. If you've been watching long enough, you'll see that. So it depends. We try to follow what they want, but it can all change in an instant. Cars only had AM. Yep, I remember old 8 tracks in there, the whole 9 yards. How come I don't listen to Sirius XM? I used to have an XM radio years ago when it first came out. I think I had it 1 or 2 years. I just didn't use it. I didn't think it was worth the money. Ron C. just donated $10. Well, I appreciate that. Have I noticed nationwide that CBs are basically a thing of the past? Yes. Think about it. CBs, in the older days, you didn't have cell phones to talk to your wife and kids and friends. The only communication you ever had was when you were stopped and you were on the payphone, or you talk to other truck drivers while you're driving. You don't need that anymore. However, I do believe a CB is important, even in today's case, because in snowstorms, windstorms, traffic, or whatever, the people coming from the direction that you're headed can tell you of any potential problems, road closures, accidents, a deer in the road, or whatever the case may be. The people that have already been there can tell you. And so that's why I keep my CB all the time. Would you ever deliver to Canada? No. I would if I could, but we don't really go into Canada. We do have border terminals where we'll take a trailer to the border, and then I guess Canadian drivers or Mexican drivers. Not done it for a while, but there was a time when I used to go down to Laredo, Calexico, all of them border towns, and drop trailers down on the border for them. Let's see. I've given him 3 times, so I appreciate that. Ron C., I appreciate the $10. I'm a favorite YouTuber. Well, I appreciate that. I'm really cool. Don't tell nobody, though. What'd you do before you got into trucking? I used to be an aircraft avionics technician on corporate and private wide-body jets. And I loved that job. Woohoo! Free lunch in Maryland. Can you add PayPal to live chat? No. Only because I don't have control over it. YouTube runs it. That's them. But if you want to use PayPal, go to the website, click the donations tab, and you have like 5 or 6 different choices to make a donation. And you could do that, and they use PayPal there. Ontario, Canada. See you later, Thomas. Thanks for hanging in with me. I can't tell you what's in the trailer now. Afterwards, maybe I will. If you give me $5. Just kidding, just kidding. Did I used to rodeo? Or since I did rodeo, was I raised on a farm? No, I wasn't. I've always thought cowboys were cool. The real ones, not the fake ones. And when I was up in Minot, North Dakota for 5 years working on nuclear missiles, North Dakota, South Dakota, Wyoming, Montana, all through there's got a lot of cowboys. And I thought it would be cool to join the North Dakota Rodeo Association and the, there was a Canadian rodeo group up there too. But North Dakota Rodeo Association, learned how to get on a bull, learned how to get on a bareback bronc, and I did 4 years worth of rodeo up there. Had a good time. Do you like any professional sports? Not really, unless you count rodeo, but I don't do rodeo no more. How many miles before Bidwell, Ohio? Well, I don't know. Pull up Google Maps. I don't know. I don't even know where Bidwell is. Best advice for someone looking to become a truck driver. I am actually working on an article dedicated directly to that question. So hang on for it. I got a bunch of stuff in the works, which is what I also did yesterday. The guy in Texas who had people in his trailer. Yes, you would know. That's BS, and you guys know it. You knew what he was doing, and you know what was going on. And we're not going to talk about that here, but he knew. We'll just leave it at that. One ride on a mechanical bull was enough. Yeah. You know, I will tell you, even though I got beat up and thrown around and smashed on my head and smashed on iron bars and all this other stuff, I fared pretty dang well. The only time that I was hospitalized for a rodeo quote-unquote accident was when I went to rodeo school years later to learn how to ride better. My first day, my first hour of school, got blown out the back end of a horse, flipped over upside down because his butt kicked me, and I tumbled, and his back hoof hit my spleen area. His hoof went all the way up to the chest and collarbone. I had a heavy denim heavy denim shirt on. It ripped that to shreds. It ripped all of my skin off and embedded dirt, and it literally knocked me out. When I woke up, I had all the rodeo crew over me, and to this day I still have ribs down there that didn't crack, but it broke all the cartilage around them. So if I didn't go to school, I would have been okay. John Mora, $10. Hey, I appreciate that very much. Lexington, Kentucky's free lunch. I appreciate that. Let me know or watch me when I get there. Goodbye, Germany trucker. Be careful out on the road. UFO shutting down the nukes and Let me... You know what? We're only... Alright, I'm going to take my chances. I say we're going to go ahead and stay here. I don't see no signs that say no parking. It is an on-ramp. Maybe nobody will bother me. We're only going to be here 8 hours. Or now in this case 7 hours 15 minutes. We're going to have to do a split sleeper berth to make this trip work. So I guess we are going to spend a night here. So anyways, I spent 49 minutes chatting with you guys. Make sure you hit that donation button if you can. If not, buy through Amazon. I appreciate it. Don't cost you any extra. So I guess we'll just call it quits here for tonight. And I will start up in the morning. So I will talk to y'all later. I appreciate you guys. You really are the best road crew a truck driver could ever have. It'd be a mighty lonely road out here if I didn't have road crew to talk to. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you.